Yo, what up, what up, what up? What is good, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to Georgia Sports Central on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all things that are sports. It's your boy ACS. We got a little show for you today. The brackets are out. March Madness is about to begin. Go take a look at the bracket. What we think. Georgia's dancing, y'all. First time in 10 years, the Dogs make it to the NCAA tournament, man. Exciting things. I mean, they got a tough matchup right off rip, but it's still exciting to say the least. Anyway, a little bit of Braves news. Not much on the NFL front. Couple free agent signings and things of that nature. We're going to get to Georgia basketball, some Georgia Tech news, Hawks as well. All that and then some on Georgia Sports Central on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports.
IE Sports Radio fans, this show is brought to you by Planet Jerky Premium Brisket Beef Jerky. Planet Jerky is the official jerky of the 2022 California League champion Lake Elsinore Storm, single-A affiliate of the San Diego Padres. This all-brisket jerky has gluten-free options, contains no MSG, no sodium nitrate, is low in sugar, and high in protein. Go to their website at planetjerky.net and follow them on Instagram at Planet Jerky. Planet Jerky, the jerky that's on a whole other planet.
Rise and shine. It's 4 a.m. The stars are still out. The sun is beneath the horizon, but it's time to punch in and go to work. The comfort of your warm-ups turns into the grinding out of your reps as the clinking and the clanking of the plates create a symphony of euphoria. There's no other feeling like it. Earn it, burn it, and take what's yours. IE Sports Radio has proudly partnered with Vital Apparel, a brand that not only fits great, but also promotes and donates to mental health research. Use our code IESR to get 15% off their comfortable and inspiring gym wear and help them on their amazing journey to support mental health. Go hard, take part in your iron therapy, and be strong. Because when your mental health is as strong as you are, there's no telling how far you'll go.
Hey there, IE Sports Radio fans. Be sure to check out our sponsor, Seal the Deal Wax Seals by Cecilia B. You just finished your very own wedding or baby shower invitations and you're looking for that extra special touch? Maybe you just wrote a letter to a relative or a friend and you want to add to their smile when they receive it. Then seal the deal with Cecilia's handmade sealing wax stamps for your invitations, letters, and gifts. You bring the deal, we'll bring the seal. You can find them on Instagram at sealthedeal_wax stamps and on Facebook, Seal the Deal Wax Seals.
What up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to Georgia Sports Central on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all things that are sports. It's your boy ACS, and hope everybody's having a tremendous week so far. You boys are doing all right, man. You know what I mean? Obviously, seeing Sunday, we're getting to see the that the dog's gonna be dancing this year is cool. Like I said, I'll get to that when we talk about Georgia. When it comes to the basketball team, tough fight, man. Like the teams in this thing, and we're gonna take a look at the bracket as well because, at this time of year, that's one of the most potent sports things that are happening right now is when it comes to basketball in general and sports in general is the NCAA tournament. So which starts just a few days tomorrow. Georgia will play Gonzaga. We'll get to that in a bit. A lot of other things to talk about. Obviously, like I said, when it comes to Georgia sports, when it comes to the little black and white ball that people like to kick around in soccer, comes to the Atlanta United. Tough times, bro. Tough times for the Atlanta United right now. 1-1-2, 12th in Major League Soccer or in MLS. They had a 2-1 loss to Miami on Saturday. Had Messi out here kicking goals all over. It's just clapping us up, man. So it's been a tough ride. Started the season off against Montreal with the 3-2 dub, and then had a tie in there. A couple. It's not looking good, but the season is still early. It's still early. Also have these power rankings for MLS right quick. Let's see where they have United at, man. Probably down here, man. Let's see. Obviously, let's see. Vancouver at number 1, Miami at 2, Columbus Crew, San Diego 5, Charlotte. Let's see how far the New York Red Bulls at 14, 15, Chicago 5. Atlanta United at number 16. Previously, we were at 15 last week, so obviously we've dropped a spot. I mean, what else you expect though? You got to win some games if you're trying to rise up in the power rankings. So we'll see what happens with that. Obviously, again, still early in the season, still early. So, but who knows? Who knows, man? That's a rough start for the boys, man. Especially, last season was kind of rough too, but made it to the playoffs and then took Miami out, which is probably what they were looking for. Some of that revenge. Go ahead and start clapping us up. But yeah, next game against Cincinnati, Saturday, 2:30 p.m. So we'll see if we can get back in the dub column for the Atlanta United, man. Tough sledding, man. Tough sledding. And again, falling us a spot back in the power rankings, which is to be sort of we got 3 goals. We got 4 goals, man. 4 goals on the season. That's it. Through 4 games, we got 4 goals, bro. That is not a recipe for any kind of success if you're trying to catch dubs or whatever. So anyway, yeah, that's it. They're United. Tough sledding. Let's see what we can do against Cincinnati on Saturday, man. We gotta pick that thing up. Let's move on, man. Let's get on to some Falcons news. Talk about some of this Atlanta stuff that's going on. By the way, you're watching Georgia Sports Central on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all things that are sports. What y'all think, man, out there? I need to give me some background music, don't I? I need to get me some, man. Oh, yeah, I had a question, man. This is I kind of tried to post it earlier. I think I worded it wrong. Like in sports, like when it comes to specific sports, which fan bases are like they take the preseason way too seriously, man? Just to think about that for a second. I might get back to that. I had that thought earlier as far as like not specific fan, but I'm like football fans, baseball fans, basketball fans. If I'm leaning football fans, like they really take the preseason, like, because the spring training is going on in baseball right now. The Braves ain't been looking that good. They got a losing record, but it is spring training. So, and they don't even count the ties. So that's when the question came to my mind. Like, which fan base takes it the most? Like, which fan base like, man, we went undefeated in the damn preseason, Super Bowl time. Like, there are fans out there like that. Now, don't get it twisted. I've seen it on several occasions, right? But anyways, move on to some Falcons news. First off, Kurt Benkart has some words on Michael Penix Jr. Said he was watching Penix film this morning and knew I'd seen flashes of before. He is without a doubt has one of the best arms in the league. I expect him to take a serious jump. I do as well. I think Penix does have a nice arm, really talented quarterback, and I think he will. The Falcons take the right steps, right preparation, get him ready, and I'm sure he's doing his due diligence in the offseason to get himself more prepared for next season. So, I think Kurt's right. He does have one of the best arms in the league, and we'll see what happens. Of course, that's here nor there when it comes to that. But get some more of this Falcon stuff up, man. Got some. Also, going to talk about free agency signings in football in general, right? Because there's not a lot of Falcons specific stuff this time of year. We got the draft coming up. Combine was a few weeks ago, so it's that sort of time of year when teams are filling out their draft boards and things, and there's just not that much like concrete football news besides like signings and things of that nature. So let's see. Got a couple things. Give me just a second here. Like I said, I hope everybody's having a tremendous week. Mine is going pretty good. Okay, let's see what I got. All right, first off, got some news when it comes to Kirk Cousins. Falcons reportedly receiving trade calls for Kirk Cousins with major draft pick in play. It says this right here is on Atlanta Falcons website. On the Sporting News, it says the Atlanta Falcons made the bold decision to keep Kirk Cousins past March 17, which I talked about it last week. If they kept him past that day, then you're looking at them having to pay him that $10 million, right? So it was triggered a guaranteed $10 million roster bonus for 2026. While this doesn't necessarily mean the veteran quarterback won't be traded, it does indicate that Atlanta is holding firm on its stance for now. Cousins remains one of the most intriguing trade chips in the NFL, particularly for quarterback-needy teams. Let's be honest out here. If Kirk Cousins was cheaper than he is, look. You can wait for Aaron Rodgers. I know that's the ongoing thing in the NFL right now when it comes to free agency. You got like the Steelers, and I guess the Vikings have bowed out of that conversation, saying, "Yeah, we ain't too interested in Rodgers." So, that's something. So you got the two teams, the Giants and the Steelers, who are sort of waiting for this guy, right? And as far as I'm concerned, I always try to stress to you guys that I'm a third shifter, so like I sleep during the day, and I usually wake up about an hour before this show starts. So like. Any news that has come out that if I've missed anything throughout the day, I apologize for that. But yes, Steelers and Giants. I'm like, yo, if Kirk Cousins was cheaper, that would probably be a look. I ain't trying to say Aaron Rodgers ain't got nothing left in the tank. I think the dude's still like Stephen A. said, a bad man. But leaving teams waiting like that and stuff is kind of crucial, bro. Kind of cold blooded. Kind of effed up, man. It's kind of effed up, man. I mean, you know what I'm saying? For a player at his caliber, like Aaron Rodgers, just go ahead and sign with somebody or don't. Whatever the case may be, quit stringing people along. This shit is not cool. But again, like Kirk Cousins, like I said, Kirk Cousins remains one of the most intriguing trade chips, particularly for quarterback needy teams. The biggest question, however, is what kind of return the Falcons could realistically expect in a deal. Let's see. According to the NFL insider Josina Anderson, league sources have indicated that Atlanta has already received trade inquiries about Cousins, with one potential offer involving a third-round pick. I heard talk of a third-round pick being potentially actionable, Anderson said Tuesday night. If that offer materializes, it will represent a solid starting point for trade negotiations. The Falcons currently have just 5 picks in the 2025 NFL draft. By the way, and this is something I've been watching football for a very long time. In the draft and stuff like that, this is the first this season, I can't remember in how long, where every single team has their own pick in the draft. So like there's only one pick per team in all 32 first round picks that every single team, it's been a while because, trades and things like that, those sorts of things happen all the time. Draft picks get traded, which we might see some draft picks get traded on draft night. But as of right now, as we approach next month's draft, every single team has their own pick. So that's crazy. It says, if that offer materializes, it will represent a solid starting point. The Falcons currently have just 5 picks in the draft. Their other selections include a 2nd-round pick, a 4th-round pick, and 2 7th-round picks. So no 5th or 6th for the Falcons out there. No 3rd either. Atlanta previously traded away its 2025 3rd-round pick to the New England Patriots in a deal for Matthew Judon, leaving them without a pick in that round. Additionally, the Falcons forfeited their 2025 5th-round pick due to an NFL anti-tampering violation involving free agents last offseason. I think that was that Cousins shit, man. So that's another thing when it comes to the Cousins. Beyond draft capital, the financial aspect of Cousins' contract, which is the most important part, if you ask me. A trade discusses the 36-year-old quarterback is set to earn a base salary of $97.5 million over the next 3 years, with an additional $10 million roster bonus due in 2027. Any team acquiring Cousins will likely need to take on a significant portion of that contract, a potential sticking point in negotiations, which I was just saying, if he wasn't that expensive, like I could see teams going for him over Aaron Rodgers, right? Younger, right? You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Even the Vikings, I heard some talk about the Vikings might like to have Kirk Cousins back in the building, for J.J. McCarthy and things of that nature. So who knows, man? Who knows? But it would still seem that he would still, I think Cousins wants to play. So, I don't know. While the Falcons are standing pat for now, the trade chatter surrounding Cousins is far from over. It will get thick around the draft, I believe. If a team is willing to offer a 3rd-round pick or more, Atlanta may have a tough decision to make in coming weeks. Yes, because they don't have a 3rd-round pick, right? So They would. I'm pretty sure they would love to have that when it comes to the draft and things of that nature. And you would be alleviating Kirk Cousins from the books for now, if that should happen. So let's see. I'm sure that news is going to get a little bit louder as we approach the draft, we get closer to the draft, man. All right, let's take a look, man. Falcons. That's about the most pressing news that's out there. But also when it comes to where am I at right here? Let's see. I was trying to find something. Hold on, give me just a second. Yeah, all right. So anyway, when it comes to the NFL, free agency grades given out for some of these teams, let's take a look, man. To NFL free agency trade grades, Cooper Kupp, Cam Robinson. This is on ESPN. It says like the Texans signing offensive tackle Cam Robinson a B+. Let's get down here to the Falcons, man. Patriots signed Garrett Bradbury. I think some of the highest grades went to like Mekhi Becton, the Chargers signing guard. Got an A-, B+ to the Broncos, signing linebacker Dre Greenlaw. Let's see. Vikings trade for running back Mason. Both the 49ers and Vikings got a B for that one. Let's see. It's got a Seattle Seahawks signing wide receiver Cooper Kupp. Got them a grade of C from ESPN. Man, not too high of a grade for that. Thought that was a pretty good signing. I mean, he is going there, though, and that's kind of, I don't know. I guess he just wanted to go home. That's the only thing I think of when something like Cooper Kupp does that, because I think he's still got a lot of gas in the tank, and I think he could have went to a team that could, more of a contender than Seahawks. Not trying to say the Seahawks. I mean, they did make the playoffs last year, but come on now. Come on. They traded away a lot of those pieces that got them there, and they got some new ones, but I think I was a little shocked that he went there. But, of course, that is home for Cooper Kupp, so yeah, we'll see what happens with the Seahawks. Anyway, Cowboys got a B+ for Dante Fowler Jr., let's see, Texas trade for guard Ingram. Let's see, I'm trying to find what the Falcons are at on here with their off-season or free agency signings. Steelers signed cornerback Darius Slay, got a B from ESPN. Broncos signed tight end Everett Ingram, got a B. I thought that should be the A. That was a pretty good signing. Defensive tackle Javon Hargrave signs with the Vikings, B-. Cowboys trade for cornerback Elam from the Bills. They both got a B for that one. Let's see. Rams signed defensive tackle Poona Ford. 3 years, got a B grade for that. Falcons signed an edge rusher Leonard Floyd. 1 year, $10 million. Falcons get a C for that. Obviously, this is just, I think I might be looking at this, Falcons fans, maybe, I don't know, looking at this with a little bit of cautionary, I guess. I mean, look, there's no Leonard Floyd can still play. I'm not trying to say that. He is a little bit older. But he's been in the league a few more years than probably somebody would like to have a little younger person at the edge, but still could play. I think he's still gonna be good. As far as I think, because everybody's worried about the Matthew Judon trade last season and how it turned out to be sort of. I ain't gonna say it was a flop. It didn't turn out how Falcons fans thought, right? So last season Floyd was coming off a nice year with the Bills, in which he had recorded 10.5 sacks, 16% pass rush, win rate at the edge, and his fastest pass rush get off in years per Next Gen Stats. The 49ers signed Floyd to a 2-year, $20 million deal, but while Floyd still recorded 8.5 sacks, his get-off reverted back to his original norm. So he got a little bit slower is what they're saying. A little bit slower, a little bit weaker. Atlanta's interminable search for an edge rusher is still going. Last summer's Matthew Judon trade, I just mentioned that. And the team certainly needed help at that spot for 2025. And the Falcons are in a less of an advantageous cap situation than your typical rookie contract QB team, because they spent $90 million on Kirk Cousins, or maybe $100 million in 2 years if they keep him. So I can understand they weren't going to be on the big ticket edge rushers. That's the same, man. You need that talent. So now they got to look for the draft, and they only got like 5 picks, which is why, again, trading Kirk Cousins for a 3rd round pick would be pretty juicy, right, in the eyes of the Falcons, I believe, just to get some maybe get a chance to get another player, because like I said, you're handicapped and your arms are tied behind your back when it comes to free agency, because all the money tied up in Kirk Cousins, and then so the only place you can look to get some cats is the draft. So, yeah, that's the draft grades for the Falcons for that one pickup. I ain't gonna say draft because the draft ain't happened yet, but ranking the best remaining 2025 free agent who is unsigned. Who are these players who are still out here? Rasul Douglas, cornerback, played for Arizona, then Green Bay picked him up in a trade a couple seasons ago, played well for Packers. Packers let him go to Buffalo, so he's a free agent right now. Rasul Douglas, I don't know what his performance was like in Buffalo past 3 seasons. Hadn't really paid attention. Stephon Diggs, wide receiver for the Houston Texans, or he's a free agent, still out there. Amari Cooper, still out there. Asante Samuel Jr., cornerback, is still out there. Mike Hilton, corner, still out there from Cincinnati Bengals. Tevin Jenkins still out there. Russell Wilson, QB, still out there. Aaron Rodgers, obviously, still out there. J.K. Dobbins, running back, still out there. After tearing Achilles in week 1, 23, Dobbins looked explosive on the tape throughout last season, though he missed 4 games because of knee strain. Dobbins said, trying to see why he hadn't. Damn, Dobbins stuff. Keenan Allen, still out there, free agent. Brandon Scherf, Calais Campbell, still out there. Zadarius Smith, Matthew Judon, still out there. E.J. Speed, Jedrick Wills Jr., Deontay Johnson, wide receiver, still out there. Justin Simmons, safety. Julian Blackman. Jameis Winston is still out there. Yo, who gonna sign? Somebody got to give Jameis a chance, man. Jameis, man. I think his career outside of the NFL is already explosive and hilarious and entertaining, and I think it's going to continue to be that no matter what happens when it comes to Jameis. But anyway, he's still out there. Kazir White, still out there. Charles Omenihu is still out there. Edge rusher Tyler Lockett, wide receiver, still out there. Seahawks released him after a long career there. Tyron Smith is still out there. Will Hernandez is still out there. Von Miller is still out there. I mean, some of these names, they're kind of, some older cats, but those are still, free agents that are still available out there if your team is still looking. I've seen some players out there that I'd like to say, why ain't this person signed yet? Which is very odd. Let's take a look at let's see. Welcome to round 1, Jason Kiper on the business. All right, so Mel Kiper Jr., obviously, Mel Kiper, draft guy. I'm talking about him and a couple other cats that do this every season, make their careers on this. He has his first round 1 post free agency mock draft, right? So we're through the bulk of NFL free agency, and even though Aaron Rodgers, there's a couple of stragglers left out there. So here's what he thinks. Think Tennessee Titans going to take Cam Ward, number 1. Think Cleveland Browns going to take Abdul Carter, linebacker, Penn State, at number 2. Think the New York Giants will pick Shadur Sanders with the 3rd pick in the draft. Let's see, New England Patriots, Travis Hunter. Jacksonville Jaguars going Mason Graham. Las Vegas Raiders, Ashton Genty, which would be a good fit. Genty going to be nice, dude. I think Genty's going to be something serious. All right, New York Jets, Tyler Warren, tight end from Penn State. Give young Justin Fields another target. Let's see, Carolina Panthers, Jalen Walker, linebacker from the G, right? New Orleans Saints, Jackson Dart, QB. They're going to take Jackson Dart, who's draft stock. Jackson Dart's interesting. It's interesting. I'm very interested to see what he's going to be like in the NFL, man. Bo Nix, what is that shit going to look like? Who knows? Anyway, Jackson Dart is who Mel Kiper Jr. thinks that the New Orleans Saints are going to pick with the 9th pick in the draft. Chicago Bears, Michael Williams. Let's get to the San Francisco 49ers, Armand Mimbaugh. Dallas Cowboys, Amarion Hampton, running back, North Carolina. Miami Dolphins, Will Campbell, offensive tackle from LSU. Indianapolis Colts, Colston Loveland, tight end, Michigan. And Atlanta Falcons, Mike Green, outside linebacker. I changed this pick at the last minute. The idea of an Alabama linebacker, Jahad Campbell, in the middle of the defense intrigued me. But the Falcons' need for edge rushers is too big to ignore, and that is true. I just talked about that. So I gave them Green, who led the nation in sacks last season. He can win with speed or power through various pass rush moves. The Falcons ranked 31st in sacks. This is pretty much Mike Green is the other mock drafts, not Mel Kiper's, but everybody else tends to think that the Falcons are going to go this route too. Getting this linebacker for Marshall, edge rusher to be so that's. I mean, look, again, the Falcons needed. They needed a lot, and that is not an overstatement. All right, so yeah, man. Let's see if I make sure I got everything. Got the Kiper draft. Yeah. All right. So, hey, we're going to take a quick break. You guys are watching Georgia Sports Central on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all things out of sports. We shall return in just a minute. We'll be back.
For the last 10 years, IE Sports Radio has been bringing you amazing content ranging from interviewing legendary athletes, coaches, and other authorized media personnel to building tailor-made shows dedicated to all major sports cities around the country. Make sure to follow us at IE Sports Radio on X, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and YouTube to keep up with the latest in sports and with all of our shows. Also, make sure to check out our daily updated website at iesportsradio.com. At iesportsradio.com, you can see our daily show schedule and check out all of our show pages with personal bios to learn a little bit more about each of our awesome hosts. In addition to our show pages, you can catch the iSports Radio blog, Hall of Fame, Fans of the Month page, and our merchandise shop, including t-shirts, tank tops, caps, long sleeves, hoodies, and more. For now over a decade here at IE Sports Radio, we've continued to be by the fans, for the fans, and we thank you all for your support and for making IE Sports Radio your direct feed for all that is sports.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Davidson.
It's your boy, Dentarius Law.
And we are the hosts of Fast Break here on IE Sports Radio, where we discuss everything in the world of basketball from prep to the pros.
You guys should definitely check us out, man. Sunday, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. We got all the basketball information you guys need, so we look forward to you guys listening in.
And please do, because we are the best basketball show on this side of the Mississippi. And please do check us out on Twitter at FastBreakISR. D-Lock, where's our time again?
8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. That gives you guys plenty of time on a Sunday.
Tune in.
What's up, guys? If you're looking for the best coverage of all Northern California sports, including 49ers, Giants, Warriors, then check out the NorCal Sports Report with yours truly, Andre Fernandez, every Wednesday at 11 a.m. Pacific Time, right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. We have guests every single week talking 49ers, Giants, Warriors, Sharks, San Jose Earthquakes, and a whole lot more, plus 3C2A. You do not want to miss this show. So tune in Wednesdays at 11 a.m. Pacific Time to the NorCal Sports Report on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports.
What's good? What is good? What is good? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Georgia Sports Central on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all things that are sports. What's up, y'all? Again, I'm trying to think if I should add some background music to the show, man. I'm trying to think. I do love a little background music. It sort of keeps you pumped and going. So I'll take a look at that for next week's show, man. Maybe I'll introduce some background music in there just to liven things up. I mean, I think the show's live as it is anyway. But anyway. Welcome back to Georgia Sports Central. Like I said, IE Sports Radio, direct feed for all things out of sports. I'm your boy ACS. We're about to move on to some Braves news. Not much out there. Like I said, spring training is coming to a close very, very soon. Right now they're playing the Yankees. It's live, so I'll check in on that score in just a second. 9-12, man. 9-12 spring training record thus far. 3 straight losses to the Twins, to the Blue Jays, and to the Red Sox the last week or so. Had some good outings though. Strider was on the mound looking nice. But the starters, you know, they only gonna play like 3 or 4 innings in spring training. They ain't about to go out there and throw smoke for like 7 straight, right? So, you know, it is what it is. But yes, the record, that's what made me think about, you know, who takes the preseason the most seriously when it comes to stuff like this, just simply because the Braves preseason hadn't looked that well. But again, as I'll look at this other list that they have up here, when it comes to the most out of the top 100 players, Let me bring that up real quick. Out of the top 100 players in the league, the Braves lead. They lead the. Hold on, let me get this up here. They sort of lead right now with how many players are on the list. So let's see right here. Bring this up. Sorry if you can't see this. So if you're just listening right now instead of watching, it says we rank the MLB's top 100 players in 2025. These are the teams with the most MLB 100 players. The Braves come in at number 1 with 9. The Dodgers with 8. Not surprised, the top 2 teams, Astros with 8, Padres with 6. All right, so no Yankees up there. No, let's take a look at the full list, man. Let's go with the full list. Let's check it out. Let's see. Ranking the top 100 players. Franchise player. How to interpret being great? Okay. Ohtani number 1, Bobby Witt, Aaron Judge at 3, Gunnar Henderson, Juan Soto at 5, Paul Skeens at 6, Tariq Skubal, Jose Ramirez, Mookie Betts, Francisco Lindor. Hey man, who's had a career like the homie Mookie Betts, man? Shouts out Mookie, man. All right, I got you. Play for the Dodgers, rivals and things, but Mookie's a long career, man. Got him, you know what I'm saying? Got him some love with the Red Sox. Then he took his talents to California. And shouts out Mookie Betts, man. Even though he's plays for the Dodgers, man. So shouts out to Mookie Betts and screw you, Mookie Betts. All right. Anyway, Ellie De La Cruz at 11, Julio Rodriguez, Jordan Alvarez, Kyle Tucker, Ronald Acuna Jr., all right, first Brave up in there, Fernando Tatis Jr., Corey Seager, Zach Wheeler, William Contreras, Vladimir Guerrero Jr., let's see, Ketel Marte at 21, Austin Riley at 22, Logan Gilbert. So I ain't going to go through that whole 100 list. That's kind of extensive. But what I will say is, that it pertains to the Braves, that we got the most. Out of that whole entire list, I went through the whole thing, you would have found the Braves to have the most players in the top 100, which is nice. Also, some other Braves news right here. The opening day starter, which is not a surprise, is going to be Chris Sale, right? Your 2025 opening day starter for Atlanta Braves, Chris Sale. Not a surprise there at all. Chris Sale was our ace last season, and Cy Young winner and shit, right? So let's it's not a surprise to see him opening up the thing like that. Craig Kimbrell also returns to the Braves in a minor league deal as well. Fear of the Dodgers 16 that can take down LA in 2025. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Braves are going to be one of those. Kimbrell returns to Braves on a minor league deal, and Braves McCann have a minor league deal too. Braves Strider K 6 of 8 batters in spring debut. Told you played a couple things, went out there throwing that heat. And hey, man, Spencer Strider got those quads on him, bro. No wonder he put so much torque on the ball, man. Good grief. Braves, right? I'm a physical guy. I like to work out shit, so I do admire when people put a lot of work into their bodies and put a lot of they do a lot of exercise and sort of build a physique that satisfies them. I admire that because that shit takes a lot of dedication and hard work and sweat and tears and all of that shit. It takes all of that. So so Strider has some quads, bro. Like that dude. Jesus Christ. So something I just ran across here, though, I'm gonna take a look at real quick. It says grading MLB's City Connect uniforms. Let me take a look at the Braves one real quick, man. Tracking all of MLB's City Connect jerseys and debut dates. Let's see, Astros. That looks okay. Let's see. Let's see the Dodgers. That's not too bad. Okay. Mm-hmm. Trying to get to Atlanta, man. Let's get to the St. Louis Cardinals. Let's see. Cleveland Guardians. Detroit. Most of these teams have worn theirs before. I think the Houston Astros was the one that redid theirs because they didn't. I guess the fans didn't like it. Come on, man. Where are we at? Cincinnati Reds, Seattle Mariners, Texas Rangers, Atlanta. Oh yeah, these. I will never not love these jerseys right here. They're just fucking dope. They're just dope. Excuse my language. Sorry. But yeah, right there. That's the Atlanta Braves City Connect jerseys. So I will never not like that. They're just nice. Anyway, yeah. So let's check the schedule out real quick as we look at let's check in on the game right quick, see what the score is right here. I always like when I could do some live stuff. 0-0 in the middle of the fifth. Braves against the Yankees, spring training. So there's that. No score yet, middle of the fifth. Looks like it might be could be another tie in this month, right? That full schedule. Let's take a look. Let's see, Braves first half. I think I talked about this a few weeks ago. We got the first opening at San Diego Padres, 4-game stand in there, and then we got a 3-game stand against the Dodgers right back to back right there. Did California dreaming for the first, 7 games of the season. So let's look at spring training. Right now, as I said, their Braves are 9-12 and 3 ties. They don't count the ties for whatever reason. Got the Yankees, then we got the Phillies, then Tampa Bay, Detroit, Baltimore. We ended out the 24th and 25th, which is, coming up next week against the Chicago Cubs. And those will be the last 2 games. And then we started up, baby. Started up, head out to San Diego for opening day. Chris Sale on the mound. Looking forward to seeing that. But yeah, so here it is. That's a little bit of Braves news. Like I said, it's not much. We're reaching that point. Once the season gets kicked off and there's like games and sort of, stuff rankings and stats and things like that to talk about, then we'll get more and more, into it. But as far as I say, the Braves decent spring training, not killing it by any stretch of the imagination, but it is spring training, right? You could look at it any kind of way you want to, especially when players like Ronald Acuna ain't playing yet because he's still injured, supposed to come back in May. So looking forward to stuff like that. That's what it is. Anyway, let's talk about the Braves, man. Not the Braves, but UGA, Georgia's baseball team, right? I told you them boys was doing big things. They were sort of 1 loss, 6 straight W's. They did have, and then they lost the game against Kentucky in the 3-game stand. SEC opener for the Georgia Bulldog baseball team, and they went 2-1. 2-1. Kentucky took the middle game from them, but the opener and the closer were both taken by Georgia. And that puts them, they're still ranked 4th. They're still 21-2 right now is their record. So they're moving right along, right? Offensively, they're knocking out a lot of homers, which is pretty high in the rankings for the NCAA when it comes to college baseball. So they're moving. So let's hope for more good things to come from that. As hold on, let me get this up real quick. Let's see this. Yeah, Georgia ranked number 4. Previously, they were ranked number 4. Get this right here. Georgia baseball ranked among nation's best after opening SEC series with the win. Let's see where their schedule is. Trying to see who they play next. I'll get that in a second. Let's see. Oh, here it is, right here. All right, got the schedule up. Oh, this is Georgia Tech's schedule. I actually, they have Notre Dame coming up in just a couple of days. It's Georgia Tech. Let's see. I thought I had that thing pulled up. I did not. Apologies. I'll get that in a second. So yeah, but Georgia Bulldogs, man, doing good things, man. Good things baseball wise. I mean, football is the primary thing for them, but obviously. When you see the other team start to play well, then that's something you just want to see, right? So I'll talk about the basketball team in a minute as they're dancing right now and getting ready for their first game in 10 years in the NCAA tournament. So let's move on, man. Let's move on to the Georgia Bulldogs football team, right? Got some interesting things from Kirby Smart that I wanted to talk about as far as practice goes. So Kirby Smart is not satisfied with spring practice at this current state, right? I think I think they had an especially bad practice on Monday for some reason. But when you hear Kirby say, "I'm calling out all the freshmen for not being in shape," I'm gonna pull this up simply because it has this thing from Remember the Titans, one of my favorite baseball sports movies. It's not fun anymore, is it? No, it's not. Take that back down. Looking at Kirby's saying calling out all freshmen for not being in shape. He said there's not a guy out there, a freshman, that's sustaining his reps. We really can't practice to our standard because they're all tired. So Kirby putting it on them boys. That's how you make champions. That's how you win natties. That's how you hoist trophies, right? So they're trying to survive practice. We want to thrive, not survive. Get them in shape, Kirby. The standard is the standard. I feel it 100%, man. I feel it 100%. I ain't out there, so that's one thing. But also, that's what you got to do. It's hard to be a champion. You ask any championship winning team over the past forever, and they'll tell you they didn't just hand us this trophy. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's hard. It's hard. You gotta work hard to win these things, man. And so, like, I got you, Kirby. Put it on the boys, man. Weed out the wink links, if you will. Right? You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. Also, hold on. Find this right quick. So yeah, that's some words from Kirby, man. Kirby, I feel you, Kirby. I feel you 100, man. Like, put it on them, man. Like this is get them boys in there in the shape, man. We need it. We're gonna need it when the team starts up. Let's see. UGA trying some new ideas as it has replaced key personnel in the secondary. Dirty Dan Jackson, as you know, after 6 seasons with Georgia, is going to 6 seasons. Well, he's been there forever. Georgia's defensive backfield is going to look different in 2024, not just with on-field personnel. The Bulldogs knew they were always going to have to replace Dan Jackson. All set those departures. Georgia brought in 3 defensive backs via the transfer portal. It added USC's Zion Branch, UAB's Adrian Maddox, and Miami's Jaden Harris. All 3 bring different skill sets to the defensive secondary. Maddox is the most experienced of the bunch, albeit largely doing so at a lower level. Harris has starting experience from his time at Miami, along with multiple years of eligibility to grow the girls' game. So, secondary going to be looking a little bit different for Georgia. When we pull up next season, okay? Let's see. Make sure I got everything. Okay, real quick, just one more thing from Kirby. He was talking about here we go. Smart players talk spring practice. Long way from good on practice this week. I did what I was just saying. Kirby says, long way from good. We are a work in progress. We have the least number of players who have gone through 3 spring practices since I've been here. So that should tell you something. I'd ask guys to stand up who have practiced at least 3 springs. And so this obviously will make it their 4th, and there was basically nobody standing, which is odd, but I can see that. I think I can see that. The departures from Georgia because of the talent pool has been, documented well. So so we have a very young and inexperienced group who, as Kirby just mentioned, as I just mentioned from Kirby, need to get their asses in shape. We got to probably simplify something to get guys going and not be blinking out there. But a lot of young players, and I need the older players. When old to me is year 2, year 3, that's old. To lead your year 1 guys, because I feel like half the roster is in their first season at Georgia, not necessarily their first season of college, but their first season at Georgia. Talking about guys who transferred and things of that nature. So I feel you, Kirby. I feel you, man. That's a little bit of Georgia news. Like I said, man, spring game is coming up. Kind of slow stuff out there. It is interesting though. I do like hearing Kirby, talk shit to the freshmen. Get your asses in gear, bro. I just said it. I feel it 100% that this team needs to be coached hard. They have a standard there, and so the last season they missed the standard, so to speak. And so after Kirby has weeded out the people who he feels, therefore they wanted to leave, he let them leave. And that's what you get right there, man. Let's see, get this up here. Georgia Tech, real quick, some Georgia Tech news as we roll over here. Who's we at right there? Georgia Tech holds its pro day, which was just the other day. At the end of last week, they had their pro day as well. Didn't get to see really much from that. And let's see. Where's this other one I found? Excuse me, guys. Excuse me. I'm about to get to this basketball stuff. We're just going to end the show out pretty much. Georgia Tech football program is on board for the 2026 recruiting cycle. Hold on. Let me get this right here. Travis Stevenson, a cornerback, announced Tuesday he is committed to Tech, a 6'1", 181-pound rising senior at Brooks County High School. Stevenson is an unranked prospect. So they have their first commit for next season. Georgia Tech does right there. Just mentioned old dude. So, wait. What did I do? Oh, okay, here we go. All right. So anyway, as I wanted to show down, like I told you guys, we're gonna talk about some basketball, right? The brackets are out there. The NCAA tournament starts tomorrow. Of course, with the boys, Georgia, like I got to talk about it, man. My boys, we dancing, made it to the NCAA tournament for the first time in 10 seasons, and we pulled Gonzaga first. So what I'm about to do here is pull up this bracket. We're going to take a look, y'all. I filled out a couple brackets, on the ESPN bracket challenge thing, and I'm like, one of them I put Georgia going all the way. Like, a man can dream, right? Your boy can fantasize about some things, right? Anyway, as we get to some Georgia basketball. Anyway, yeah, we're in the tournament, 20-12. I wanted to jump to this and sort of move over to Hawks news right quick because I might not have time to get to that. It's not that big, right? The Hawks, they were on that 3-game winning streak that I was happy to talk about last week, and they proceeded to lose like 2 straight after that. So anyway, if we got time, we'll get to the Hawks. If not, next week I can sort of make up for that ground. But right now, it is time for the NCAA tournament. Okay, when it comes to Georgia, real quick, let's see where am I at right now. Well, first off, real quick shout out to Asia Newell, another one for 14. Asia Newell has been named to the NABC South Atlantic All-District First Team from Georgia. Shouts out, Asia. Congrats. You know what I'm saying? Hope to see you play well tomorrow when you guys take on Gonzaga, which I'm about to talk about in just a second. So let's get it, man. Let's get it. Let's get this. Let's see if I can nail. Hopefully, all right. I think everybody should be able to see that pretty well. Maybe not. Who knows? Anyway, I'm gonna bring this up. All right, so here's a bracket, y'all. Here it is. Let me zoom that in a little bit more. I could feel like y'all can't see that if you're paying attention. You know what I mean? All right. Anyway, as you can see, the South bracket right there: Auburn, #1 seed; Alabama State, Louisville, Creighton, Michigan, UC San Diego, Texas A&M, Yale, Ole Miss, North Carolina, Iowa State, Lipscomb, Marquette, New Mexico, Michigan State, and Bryant. And you go here on the East bracket, got Duke, right? Who you don't know who they're playing yet because those two teams, there's two games they're playing in today, this evening. Wait a minute, one of them should already be. Let me see down here. Yeah, VCU. So wait. I'll see that in a minute. Anyway, Duke. You got Mississippi State and Baylor, Oregon and Liberty, Arizona v. Akron, BYU v. VCU, Wisconsin taking on Montana, St. Mary's, Vanderbilt, Alabama taking on Robert Morris. Let's go down here to the West bracket. Florida taking on Norfolk State, UConn, Oklahoma. This is a very nice first round game right here. Nice game. Memphis, Colorado State, Maryland, Grand Canyon, Missouri, Drake, Texas Tech, UNC, Wilmington, Kansas, Arkansas, St. John's, Omaha, right? Oh, here we go, right here. Here's the game right here. Whoever wins this game will be playing against, who is that up there? Duke. And then whoever wins this game between Texas and Xavier that plays at 9-10, we'll grab this lovely spot against Illinois right here. So anyway, let's go to the Midwest bracket. Houston, SIUE, Gonzaga playing on Georgia. Let's go Dogs. You know what I'm saying? Of course, you already know who I'm picking at to win that game. This is a winnable one. All right. After that, we'll see. But it looks like, look, we'll be playing against Houston, right? Maybe. Like I said, your mans can dream, bro. Clemson, McNeese, Purdue, High Points, Illinois playing against the winner of this game, Texas Xavier here. Kentucky playing against Troy, UCLA, Utah State, Tennessee, Wofford. Now, as I look at these, I'll be cool and pick some upset I think might can happen. Man, these matchups right here between the 9 and 8 seeds are some fire, son. Look at these things, man. UConn, Oklahoma, Gonzaga, Georgia, right there. That's some nice little matchups, man. Now, I have to admit, when it comes to most of these teams, I hadn't seen not one game of theirs this season, so I can't sort of speak it from the eye test and saying I've seen this team play, they're good. So I don't know, man. I have no. New Mexico maybe beats Marquette or something like that. I don't see any of the #1 seeds falling right now. Not in the first round, bro. Not in the first round. I can't even see it, man. I think if one was going to fall, I would think it would be Houston. But again, I had seen very little of Houston's play this season, so I can't judge from that. Yeah, so there's that. Bring this back down right here. Now let's go to the women's bracket, which I'm almost more excited to see them boy play, right? The NCAA women's bracket, you got some heaters, right? Some heaters off in here. Let's take a look at the bracket. Let's start with hold on, let's get this pulled up right here. All right, so this is the NCAA women's bracket, right? Women's, right? Got some play-ins going on right here. Let's see who UCLA is playing. Got right here. Iowa State and Princeton is who they're going to play. They're playing in right now, 38-25. They're at halftime, so we'll see who plays that. Obviously, right here, right? The regional Spokane, UCLA playing against the winner of that game. Richmond, Georgia Tech. Shouts out Georgia Tech got up in the dance playing at Richmond. 9 seed, just like Georgia is when it comes to the men's bracket. So let's see what happens. I think they can beat Richmond. Georgia Tech women. Let's go. Lady Jackets. Ole Miss, Ball State. All right. Baylor, Grand Canyon, Florida State, George Mason, LSU, San Diego State, Michigan State, Harvard, NC State, Vermont. All right, let's go over here to the regional 2, right? When it comes to the women's bracket. South Carolina taking on Tennessee Tech, Utah, Indiana, Alabama taking on Green Bay, Maryland taking on Norfolk State, West Virginia will take on the winner Wait a minute. Hold on, they got a lot. Oh yeah, I forgot. The women's doesn't start to. Okay, there's an extra day here. Excuse me, I meant to mention that right at the beginning. So as you can see, these 4 games right here. When you see these gaps, as are the teams that they're going to be playing against. Okay, so you got Maryland, Norfolk State, West Virginia. Don't know who they're playing yet. North Carolina and Oregon State, Vanderbilt, and Oregon, Duke, and against Lehigh. Okay, let's go down here to Regional 4. You got USC, Juju Watkins and the homies. Playing against UNC Greensboro, California, Mississippi State, Kansas State, Fairfield, Kentucky Liberty, Iowa, Murray State, Oklahoma, FGCU, Oklahoma State, Dakota State, UConn, Arkansas State. People are already talking about the rematch from last season's USC UConn game. I would love to see it. I'm sure everybody else would. Obviously, they're the number 1 and 2 seeds in this regional, so it's a very, thing that could happen, and those are 2 of the teams I consider to be almost like the best in all of women's college basketball. Right? I know you at UCLA is up in there too, clapping. Okay, and then let's go to the Regional 3 in Birmingham. Like Texas, right? I don't know who they're playing. Illinois, Creighton, Tennessee, South Florida, Ohio State, Montana State, Michigan. Their adversary is to be determined. Notre Dame, SF Austin, Louisville, Nebraska, TCU, Fair Dickinson. Obviously, you got Notre Dame is going to be highly looked at. Ohio State, Texas, USC for sure, UConn, LSU, all this South Carolina when it comes to women's basketball. All of these teams are incredible, and I am very excited to watch these as well. I very appreciative and very excited to see women's basketball sort of take the front seat when it comes to college sports over the past 5 seasons, I would say. And they're doing great. And the athletes are incredible, man, incredible. So yeah, that's and of course, with this women's thing, if I had to pick, man, it's such a hard thing, man. It's such a hard thing. I do think that USC is nice. Like I said, I mentioned Judy Watkins, but Paige Beckers is fucking Paige Beckers, man. You know what I mean? Like it's such a thing, man. And then it's just there's a lot of players out there. There's a lot. And this women's, I don't know. If I'm picking, let's see what I think to win this thing, man. South Carolina, I don't think they repeat. I don't think they do. Not trying to say that their team is any less spectacular than it was last season, but it's hard, bro. It's hard to repeat, especially in NCAA. What you're doing now. I mean, obviously with the men's, you had UConn winning the last 2 seasons, so it can be done, but it's very, very difficult. Man, I don't know myself looking at this bracket who I would say is going to be standing at the top at the end, man. I will say, man, it's going to be hard. USC, UConn, I think whoever wins that game or whoever comes out of this, if it's one of those 2 teams, matter of fact, any team coming out of Regional 4, if you coming out of this and you're not USC or UConn, and that means you just beat one of those teams, more power to you. You know what I mean? Like that's what I don't know. So again, March Madness is upon us, and I just wanted to bring up the brackets. Take a look at the men's real quick again as well. Like I said, I like to see Georgia win it all for the men's, but I think that's going to be a very difficult thing to do. Cooper Flag, I don't know what that ankle's looking like. Obviously, they're still the number 1 seed. Man, SEC teams in this thing, it's going to be a thing to watch. It's going to be a thing to watch. I don't know about Alabama winning it all, man. I think that's pretty good. Florida has a team I think can do so. Tennessee also has a team that I think can do so. Where's Tennessee coming in number 2 seed there? Kentucky, man. Oh man, such a stacked field when it comes to this thing, man. Such a stacked field. But anyway, it's your boy. Hey, look. Let me get this pulled down real quick. So yeah, man. That's going to do it for the show. Watching. Like I said, a little bit of a short one. I realized that, but I do have to run. Work comes a calling. But I did want to make sure I talked about the NCAA tournament before the season ends or before it starts, because by the time I get to y'all next week, we'll know whether or not Georgia has made it to the second round, right? Maybe not. Who knows? Gonzaga is not a pushover for a first-round game, for a first-round opponent. So we'll see what's going to happen with that. But anyway, it's your boy ACS. You have been watching Georgia Sports Central on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all things that are sports. We'll catch you guys next week. Enjoy it. Peace out.